Good morning, everyone out there in the internet world. And good morning to our family here. Welcome to another Sunday temple service. Our topic today is the sacred power of Iya. The sacred power of Iya. Now, the word Iya means mothers. Right? The word Iya in Yoruba means mothers. It has a reference to not only women who have given birth to children, but it also references women who have entered into the priesthood of Ifa Marisha, to our grandmothers, to our women who have a role in our lives that maybe they're not related to us by blood, but they are guidance for us, right? They're leading us on a path through life so that term Iya can have a large use. And then following that, the word Iya can sort of dictate what position they are in within the culture, right? And so the word Iya is, for our purposes today, we're going to focus on women who are in our mother-like position for us. So thinking about that, we have to understand that our tradition of Ifa has a very, puts mothers in a very special place, right? It puts all women in a very special place, but mothers specifically, it puts them in a very special place. Hence the title of our sermon, The Sacred Power of Iya, right? A mother is not only someone who gives life, but she is the primary source of love for her child, right? She provides spiritual fortitude. She provides protection, the most potent blessing in a child's life. She's our first teacher of love, right? A mother's love is so special. The compassion that they show a child and the resilience that they show a child is so, so important. And so that's something we have to continually be thinking about. A mother's essence and her prayers are extremely, extremely, extremely important as the child is growing. We're going to go through a couple of verses of Ifa and stories that sort of bring this to light. There are many stories within our corpus that could have been selected for today, but I did want to focus on, as I said at the beginning, the title, the power. What does that mean when I say the power of Iya? So let's go to the first Odu of today, Ogbe Oyeku. Please repeat after me. Ogbe Oyeku is the father of all combinations. Longevity is the father of Edan. What line of enterprise will I pursue? Is the father of all business principles. These were Ifa's declarations to Ami, the mother of Oranya Anya. So I said that, I'm going to say it one more time. Oran Anya. She was advised to offer a bow of longevity for her child. So we have the story of Ami. Ami was a woman in a community at this time who was very well respected by everyone. She was the type of person who was so loving, so compassionate, so grateful, so kind to everyone that the community saw her as a very, very special person. Not only that, she was a very devout Ifa Marisha devotee. So people saw her as a very, very special in their lives. Like, she was spiritual, she had the proper character, she displayed what people wanted to be in their lives, what other women wanted to be in their lives. And Ayami was so interesting because whenever somebody did a favor for her, right, she was grateful. And when she did something for somebody else, she was more grateful than they were. She was like, thank you for allowing me to help you in this situation. Everything that you need, if you're down, let me help you. Let me help lift you up, right? That was just her, the way that she was. And some would say that she was blessed by the divinities, by all of the Orisha, by Olodumare. She was a favorite. Now, one of the things that Ami was going through in her life, she was married and happily married, is that she was without child. And so she wanted to have that added to her life. She'd done so much for others. She now wanted to have her own child that she could raise. And that child would be very special to her. So, because she was without child, she spent a lot of time praying. She spent a lot of time praying and uh, going to Ifa, going to Olodumare, asking for support. She's like, please, allow me to bring someone into this world that I can call my own, that I can raise and love fully. They heard her prayers and they came to support her. Right? After her Ifa divination, they promised her that everything would be well. You need to appease Obatala. You need to pray for your child constantly. You need to be the supporter and the one who backs your child through their entire life, because without you, they will not be successful. So she heard this. She made her offering to Obatala. She was also asked to appease her Ori. Right? You guys remember what your Ori is? Remember? You remember? What's your Ori? Yes, she was asked to appease her Ori in order to support her child, right? She says, okay. She offered her a bow, she appeased her Ori, and within no time, she found herself pregnant, right? She was happy. The child was on the way. When the child was born, the child was named Oran Anya. Oran Anya. And the town was instrumental in naming this particular child. The meaning of this name means my matter has succeeded. So what she has prayed for has come to light, and that was the name of her child. The town absolutely loved this child because the way that Ami was revered by everybody in the town, they all helped to raise this child together. So the child was a golden child of the community. Ami, there's her son moving through town. Let's make sure he's okay. He gets to where he needs to go. Because she was so good to everybody else. Now, as Orion Anyan got a little bit older, he found himself in a position one day where he was working and he happened to fall ill. He passed out and he went into what appeared to be a coma, right? He was out for days. They couldn't wake him. He was still breathing, but he was out. Of course, you can imagine Ami was in complete distress. She goes to the Awo and asks for support for her child. She was reminded that she needed to, again, appease or do the offerings that she needed to do. And so after she had continued on the process, offering her bow, did everything she needed to do, she then, days later, Oran Anyan wakes, right? Wakes up, everything is fine. She's okay. Please, Risha, keep supporting me. Please keep supporting my child. She continued to pray for him constantly. Now, he was a young man. As I look at my young man and understand that at times he likes to get in trouble, and it wasn't his own fault, but at times his mother would send him to go to the stream to get something. Go get some water or whatever we need from the stream. He goes to the water, tide is high, he falls into the water, starts getting dragged down the river, and all of a sudden he gets caught on a baobab. His clothing gets caught on the roots of a baobab tree and he's stuck. He's stuck there, he's not going down the river. It was a miracle. The town was like, you should have washed away in that high tide. It's like, my clothing got stuck, right? And everybody said, it must be the prayers of his mother that has saved him. He's in the forest. He's going to get something again for his mother in the forest. He finds himself in a position where he accidentally falls, he trips, his leg gets stuck, and right next to his head, another tree falls and misses him. Everybody says, it must be the prayers of his mother. Right? As this story ends, the entire town thought of Oran Anyan as the child whose mother chased away death, because he had so many experiences in his life where the normal person we would not see again or have meetings with him again, but he escaped situation after situation, right? And if we think about what the Awo said, pray for your child, pray for him, as deeply as you can, take care of your Ori. That will be his support for his entire life. So we think about this story. As we think about this story, there's a few things that I think Ifa is teaching us. Ifa is asking one of all women that have the position of motherhood or wish to be in the position of motherhood. We have to focus on our character and who we are as a person. Right? That's where we're starting. Because me in this particular story was someone whose character could not be judged by anyone. She was loved by all. Next, I think we have to think about the fact that she was a great Ifa Orisha devotee. Right? That was an important part of the process. That is what allowed her to have the connection with the Orisha in order to support her family. Thinking after that, continuing on, which wasn't really said in the story, but we can only assume that Oran Anyan's relationship with his mother was very, very strong. Right? So he was near her, he was always helping her out, doing what he could for her when he could. Right? It was through her prayers that she continued to support him. In this particular Odu, it talks about her taking care of her Ori, because without proper alignment of her Ori, right, her prayers may not have been heard, but they were in this case. So it's a very deep and powerful, powerful story of how a mother's exceptional character, honest, kind, humble, patient, right, helped her. Her deep desire for her child's blessing in life, right? The illness that everybody thought he would never overcome, she was able to assist. Offering of a bow, all these things are important, right? Obeyeku teaches us that mother's good character, her spiritual devotion and sacrifices create powerful spiritual protection for her children. And that can preserve and sustain her children's life. Ami's life was a testament to us to let us know that Ifa will support us, and this is our truth. All right, something we need to understand. So let's go on to our second verse. This comes from the Odu of Ogbe Hunle, which is the nickname for the Odu of Ogbe Owanre, right? Ogbe Hunle. Please repeat after me. Let the antelope prepare himself for financial success. Let the Ori bird get ready to play the agbe, the calabash drum. Those who will dance to music, let them have strong legs for maneuver. These were Ifa's declarations to Ore Seki, the porcupine, the offspring of Ele Kure. He was advised to offer Ebo of accomplishment. Ashe. So we have this character named Ore Seki, who is, his name means the porcupine. Now, there's many stories of Oriseki within our corpus in different Odu, but in this particular case, Oriseki was in a place where he was an adult. He was living his life. He was a hardworking person, except his challenge was he was not finding success. He was trying to work as a farmer. He was trying to work as a tradesman. He was trying to work in many, many different fields, but he wasn't finding his success in what he was doing. He had many dreams, ambitious, but he couldn't make any of them manifest. Because he had changed his line of work so many times, he kind of found himself in a point where he's like, I don't know what else to do. Let me go to Ifa to find out how I can, make sure I'm living in alignment of my good character, or excuse me, living in alignment of my destiny. So the Algo says to Oriseki, he says, well, you've come to this life to succeed. Oduvo Beonle says that you come to be very successful in everything that you do. You need to make sure that you continue to be close to Ifa. You need to offer a bow. And one of the special requests that the Awo had made, he says, you need to go to your mother and ask for her prayers. But the way that she needs to pray is very, very special. And this, when I learned this particular story, it made me think of uh, let me say, it made me think of Black church. I don't know if anybody's experienced Black church. Black church, sometimes when they start praying for you, hallelujah, let me hold you. And everybody's loud and they're going at it. And they're big and robust, right? When they're with their prayers and their shouts and their celebration. This is what the Awo told Oriseki that he needed from his mother. In fact, he referenced it to that of a guinea fowl. When a guinea fowl calls its children, its sound is so big, right? Its sound is so big that it causes commotion everywhere. Yes. Right? So, right. And so that's what he asked. He says, offer a boat. Then go to your mother and ask for her prayers from the bottom of her heart. And make sure she yells them at the top of her lungs so that her prayers will get to a load of money and come to support you. Or he says, I shame. So he offers his boat. The next day he comes back, offers his boat, makes his way over to his mother's house, and uh, she begins praying for him loudly. She begins praying from the bottom of her heart in order to support him. Shortly after that, shortly days later, he was in the business of trading, selling items, things like that. Customers started to notice. They started to say, I said, what do you have here? He says, oh, I have the best products you could ask for. They started to come and buy, started to come to his business to support him day after day, week after week, month after month. His wealth began to grow. He got to a point where he was able to eventually afford his own home. And so because of that, when he got to that point in his life, he sat back and thought, with the support of Ifa and the prayers of my mother, my life has changed. My life is now what it is supposed to be. Right? It's okay. All right. So let's analyze this story for a moment. Let's analyze this story. Now, from the beginning, as I explained, that Ori Seki had ambition. He had hard work behind him. He was persistent, but simply lacked success. It was through the consultation that he understood that he was destined to be successful. It's just that his destiny hadn't manifested yet. The Awo explained that he needed the deep prayers of his mother. They needed to be loud and they needed to be supportive of him, right? In a way that he will be able to find success in his life. And through that, his life completely changed. It teaches us, Ifa is teaching us that one, we've got to be dedicated to manifesting our good destiny. We have to be dedicated to manifesting our good destiny. Many of us will get through life are going through life and things haven't gotten to that point where we feel like we're ready to sit back and say, okay, I'm all right. If I was here, my family's good, everything is okay. Because maybe we aren't taking our steps to that point of showing that we are dedicated. We're not showing our ambition yet. Once we do that, then we seek the support of Ifa. Why am I still out of alignment? Right? Why am I still out of alignment? In this particular story, the key response or key request from Ifa was seek the support of your mother. Right? We're here on Mother's Day. This is the power of Iya. Seek the support of your mother so that your life can become better. She's the one that brought you into this world. She's the one that carried your Ori through the process. Seek her support because she will then bring you the things that you need in life. Now, as I talk about this, it sounds very one-sided, right? All you need is your mother to just pray for you. Is it that simple though? Right? Is it that simple? No, absolutely not. It is not. We have many phases through life that we're going to be going and things that we have to think about. But Ifa has many verses that also talk about how a child should behave in life. When we say child, my mother still sees me as her child, right? But how should we respect our elders? How should we live our lives? Let's go to the Odu of Okamran Ireti. Please repeat after me. The breeze bends the heads of the farm trees. The gentle wind bends the heads of the shrubs in the savannah after rainfall. If a youth bows his head for his father, if a youth bows his head for his mother, all what he lays his hands upon shall come out successfully. His destiny shall become cool and pure. Think about that for a moment. What is Ifa saying to us as children? What is Ifa saying to us, right? We have to respect our elders. Particularly in this case, we're focused on our Mother's Day. It is Mother's Day. We need to show respect to our mothers. We need to show them the love that they showed us as we grew up. Without that respect, without that coming together, right? Mother showing their love, the child showing their respect, then our destiny always has the potential to be off. Right? For our young kids that are here, does that mean we're going to fight with our parents? We're going to disagree with them. We won't always agree with them. That's just a fact. We won't. But we must respect them. They are humans. They will go through their challenges. We will go through our challenges. As a young person, one of the things that you realize when you get older is that sometimes you're more wrong than right. And it's not until you get older that you realize that. As parents, sometimes we're just winging it because there's not a book on how to raise a child that makes sense. Right? But all we can do is love our children unconditionally. That's the process. Right? So it's a two-way street in everything that we do. Ifa begs of us to continue to respect those who brought us into the world. It's that simple. It's that simple. I can go on many different verses, even a verse from our own temple, Odu of Okaran Sote temple. It says, you cannot be the child of a Babalawo and show recalcitrance. You can't be the child of the verbalist and show anger. You cannot be the child of a community leader and spoil the community. So we have to understand our behaviors as young people, right? Something to think about. So as we've heard today in our 3 Odus that we have covered, we heard today, Obe Yaku, Obe Ole, Okama, and Rete. Hopefully we understand that our mothers, they have the power to bring goodness into our lives, right? They are our pillars of strength, conduits of divine protection, and the source of life-altering blessings. That's what Ifa says they are to us, right? Ami showed us that because of her righteous living, she had the support of the Orisha. Ele Kure supported Ore Segi with her loud prayers. Then Ifa tells us we have to have respect through everything that we do. This is how we will be supported. Let our lives be cool. Let our destiny be peaceful, right? Let us be successful in working towards the path that we need to go. We always have to understand that we need to be worthy of the sacrifices of our parents, worthy of the sacrifices of our mothers, right? May their Ori guide us in all that we do, right? May it protect us each day we step outside the door, right? May their blessings provide goodness through all aspects of our lives. So that's our message on Mother's Day for today. Again, there are many different verses. I love these stories when it comes to the power of our mothers, because that's such an important process. And so we can't ever think that we're too grown. Can't ever think that we don't need them, because we will for a very long time. So that being said, now we're going to move to our Oshe Ifa that we offer on temple service days. So please, if you want, pray along with us as we get ready to offer to Ifa. We're going to begin with our song. Okay. So the OB said this morning, that no matter what difficulties that we go through, that our mothers will support us and they will be supported by us. Please understand that. Thank you all for joining us online. Thank you for everybody here joining us today. Hope you have a wonderful week. Enjoy the rest of your Mother's Day. That's not.